Oh my God, seniors, it's the last video. Algebra 2. Ha! Last video. Video lesson 28.4. Oh my goodness, I know you thought this day would never come. The last Algebra 2, you gotta hear from me. Hey, listen, we just got word graduation got moved to July 20th. I will be there. I'm looking forward to it. My hair is probably gonna be a lot longer, but cannot wait. I'm actually gonna get a chance to see you guys. That is very, very, very cool news. Hey, listen, if you're stressed out right now, don't be, okay? We only got 2 more weeks after this coming up, okay? All right, good to see. Oh, remember, I don't tape these. I tape these ahead of time, so yeah. Okay, so listen, we're still graphing sine and cosine, cosine and sine. Today is going to be a little more creative, and I think you guys will like this idea that I have. Okay, what makes this problem a little more complicated? Look, it says f of x. We're going to graph f of x is sine of 2 theta. 2 right there is not a 1, okay? That 2 changes the graph, it changes the period. But got a really cool way to do this. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take whatever they give us, which is the 2 theta, and we're going to put that in the chart. And we're going to force whatever they give us, which is 2 theta, to be the 0, the 90, the 180, the 270, and 360 that's on the unit circle. The reason why we're going to force it to be these numbers is because we already know the cosine values and the sine values. They're really easy, okay? Let me tell you, I forgot to tell you this, and it makes life easy. If you really, really get stuck or you don't believe I'm telling the truth, you can type in cosine of 0 and it will give you that 1. You can skip over to 270 and type in sine of 270 and it's going to give you that -1. So you can actually fill in this chart using your calculator. Okay? Alright, so let me back up. I can already feel I'm getting really, really hyper on this video. So you can't control what they give us here. If they give us sine of 2 theta, sine of 1/3 theta, sine of 5 theta, whatever they give you here, you're going to put in this first column. And you're always going to use 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. Then we're going to figure out what theta would be in terms of that. So, ready? In English, okay? All right, I would take 0 right here, and I would do the opposite. I would go 0 divided by 2, but that's just 0, okay? The next one, look, is 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45. So all you're doing is you're taking these values and you're cutting them in half. So 180 becomes 90, 270 becomes 135, and then 360 becomes 180. All right, I'm still seeing a little bit of doubt out there, so watch this. Simple, ready? If theta was 90, I'm just picking one of them. If theta was 90, and I plug it in into 2 times theta, that would be 2 times 90. Look, you're back to 180. All right? I'm just being very creative so that because I'm doing sine of 2 theta, now I'm just going to focus on these values right here. Okay? You're kind of with me? And then we're going to focus all of our energy on what theta would be. Okay? So going to the graph paper, the first theta we have is 0. That's right here. I'm just going to mark it a little taller. Okay? Now look, the next one's 45, which is halfway between 0 and 90. So I'm just going to put a little halfway notch here. This is your 45 degrees. 90 is already taken right there. It's pi over 2. Okay. 135 will be the halfway here. I know this graph paper is a little distorted. And then look, 180 is the last one to finish that period. Okay. Now before I get too hyper, are we doing sine on example 1 or are we doing cosine? Okay, so it was the sine of 2 theta. Got you. All right, so all I'm going to do is focus on these sine values. All right, at 0, it's 0. So at 0, put a point at 0. At 45 degrees, you're going to put 1. Remember, 45 is halfway, so put a point at 1. Okay? At 90, you're back at 0. Okay? At 135, you're at -1. And to complete the cycle, look, 180, you're back to 0. And you've seen enough of these videos, I hope, all right? And then, look, you know how it's going to look. You're going to draw this curve, I don't know if I picked the best marker that I have. You know, I always did that in my classroom too, right? I always gravitate towards a marker that just doesn't seem to want to write. Oh wow, that one's making it worse. All right, let me switch to blue. See if blue will take care of the job. Come on, blue. Yes, pretty. Okay, are you with me? Okay, and then we can continue this pattern because remember the period of time is 180. Remember, period of time is take 360 and divide by the coefficient of theta. So when I divide 360 by 2, I get 180. This pattern is going to repeat every 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and put on our halfway mark here, a little notch here, or halfway here, all right? And then we'll just repeat the pattern. Okay, so at 180, we said it was 0, right? Okay, and then we're going to go to the next one, which will be what? Back to 1. All right, then at 270, it would be 0. All right, and then what? Negative 1. And then finally back to 0. All right, so we're going to go and curve it up, down. And I know my graphs aren't not as nice as Desmos. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you guys have downloaded Desmos because you can just type this in. If you type in y equals sine of 2 theta, you can see how perfect the graph is, okay? And you can also play around with it. But let's just make sure that my cycle is right. Ready? It should go 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. And that pattern repeats over and over again. All right, talk to me about this problem. Okay, we're good? Okay, can we try one more? This is the sine of 2 theta, okay? We're going to be creative on this next one as well. Let me erase. I hate to erase that pretty graph, let me tell you. Okay, all right, let's try one more. And what color will this one be? Let's see. All right, we're going with green. Okay, so look, let's make life easy. Yes, I want you to graph f of x is cosine of theta divided by 2. Okay, and don't let that bother you. That's also the same thing as saying the cosine, okay, of 1/2 theta. Okay, so look, they put a number on that theta, 1/2. So in your chart, put 1/2 theta. Remember, this is the same thing as 1/2 theta. You are going to purposely make your domain here, your x's, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay, now think about it. You're halving it, so the opposite operation would be to double. So I'm going to take your first value, I'm going to double it. But we love 0 because 0 times 2 is still 0. Okay? Look, this one's 90, but 90 times 2 is 180. We're just doubling, okay? 180 doubled, 360. Okay, 270 doubled, 540. And finally, 360 doubled will be 720. Okay? Talk to me. What? There's doubt out there? Fine. Well, let's just say you randomly pick 360. If you pick 360, look, that's theta. But over here is theta divided by 2. So you take 360, you pop it in here, divided by 2, it better say 180. We're kind of going backwards there, okay? Make sure you know what trig function we're messing with. This said cosine, so I'm only going to play with these values, okay? Now this is going to stretch it out, so I'm going to take your y-axis here and I'm going to move it here. Let's move the y-axis here, okay? So this is now going to be your y-axis. All right, this is 0, okay? And what I'm going to do is put in, yeah, we've got room for it. Yeah, let's just do that. So look, this will be 0, this will be 90, this will be 180, okay? This will be 270, and then this will be 360, okay? You guys with me? 360, you're going to add 90, this will be what, 450. Okay, you're going to add 90, this will be what, 540. you're going to add 90. So this is going to be what? 630. And you're going to add 90, and now you're at 720. Okay, so is everybody with me? Okay, so just kind of fix the graph paper. All right, pretend that y-axis is not there. We moved it over here. Here's 0, 0. What's that? Yeah, it's going to stretch the graph out. Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. You're going to go where theta is. Theta was 0. We're doing cosine, so at 0 you're going to put a 1. So at 0 you're going to put a point at 1. Okay? You're going to go to 180 and you're going to put a point at 0. Okay, stay with me. At 360 you're going to drop down to -1. So -1. Okay? At 540 you're going to go to 0. And then finally at 720 you're back to 1. Okay, look at those points there. There should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So it's 1, 0, -1, 0, back to 1. And look how that 1/2 just kind of stretched the graph out. Again, a good comparison is a spring. And you've just taken your cosine spring. Oh, what's that? You don't like my graph? Well, you know what? Fine. So you don't like my graph? Fine. Get on Desmos, put that app on your phone, and type in y equals cosine 1/2 theta, and you'll see it. So it's really good to see you. Algebra 2, lesson 28.4. This is Mr. Mack, and I'm really going to get a chance to see you on July 20th. All right? Take it easy. Hey, no stress.